Good, late morning, misfits. All right, welcome to the, what is it, live from America. I'm so used to doing my intro on the Daily Breakdown because we have the morning show, but as you can see, I am not Jeremy. I am your host, Zach Bonfilio, aka the Misfit Patriot, filling in for Jeremy, who will be back from his vacation shortly. If you guys didn't catch this morning's show, we're not going to go over the same stuff, but there might be a little bit of crossover. But for now, let's say hi to everybody in the chat. Bad Moon is still here. Kit Kat Mar, Shari Watch Bumba, Great Guy Gary's still here. Decluse, hello. Okie dokie. So let's get to the theme, I guess you could say, for today. All right. Well, why isn't that working? Come on, where is it? Here we go. Always be ground gaming. If you guys have never seen the clip from Glenn Ross, right? I'm kind of showing my age a little bit here. Always be closing, right? This is kind of a play on that, right? Where he like points to the thing and he's like, "Oh, coffee's for closers," right? Winning is closing. And closing is ground gaming. Ground game wins elections. All right. You want to know how we can win this thing because the midterms are definitely winnable. And we're in a scary time right now because honestly, like you think the 2024 election was the most important election like ever because of what we went through under Joe Biden, under the Democrats, just crazy policy and opening the border, et cetera, et cetera. Joe Biden's basically, just a puppet with dementia. You think that that's really important. And it was. But then, here we are. Now, we're looking at the left essentially doubling down, tripling down. They're going full send on socialism. They didn't correct their behavior, right? So we have to win this. This is all in. They're all in. And if we lose, like I know that people say this every election, but in recent elections, it's true, right? Every election has been the most important election, right? The 2020 election was the most important election. 2022, I don't know, maybe. 2024 was the most important election. And the 2026 midterms are definitely the most important election this country has seen in my lifetime. It really is. We have a choice now that we are going to be defined by what we do next. We are going to be remembered as us right now, the voters, the electorate. We are going to be remembered as the people who stopped the destruction of America from those who hated it or saved it. That's how we're going to be remembered. They could have stopped the democratic the socialist takeover of America, but in 2026 they didn't win the midterms, which led to this, which led to this, which led to this, which led to this, right? That's one timeline that we could be facing. Or it's like, that socialism popped up right around 2026, and luckily the Trump voters came in and sort of shut it down, and it never grew legs. That's the other timeline. I want to be on that timeline. We need to take this seriously. Very seriously. So, I'm not just going to tell you we need to take this seriously. I'm going to teach you how to do it, right? Always be ground gaming. I'm going to teach you how. It's not hard, actually. I mean, it takes motivation. It takes action. You need to grind in order to achieve MAGA, right? Motivate, act, grind, achieve. Then what do you do with that? You post online. You post a lot. Assemble. Get a group together. Call people, call constituents, call your friends, call your family, call everybody you know. Knock. Door knock. Join the race in your area. If you can. That one, I know, I get it. You guys have busy lives. This is the future of this country we are looking at. You can't take a weekend to go knock on doors. Maybe you're not in a district that we even need to win. Maybe you're in a safe district. You still have the top 3. You can still post. You can still assemble. You can still call. You need to motivate. You need to act. You need to grind. And we will achieve victory. MAGA PAC. Yes, I put that together. No, I did not see somebody else do that. I literally sat down last night and I was like running through acronyms of how I could do that. And it worked out better than I expected. MAGA PAC strategy. That's how we win this election. So, motivate is what I'm trying to do right now. I've already done that. Act. I've already done that too. I put together a website. Actually, I don't have that one up, but let's grab it right now. It's not done yet. But I got midtermcheatsheet.com. I purchased this website. We're going to give you the guide to the 2026 election on here, right? Tried to get this going in the primaries, but unfortunately work was just crazy. I got a few races on here. We defeated Thomas Massie. That was huge. We'll get to that. Massie just came out and said something that proves that this was insanely important. So we did that. John Ossoff and Mike Collins, that's coming up. Ken Paxton, we got rid of John Cornyn and the Rhino, right? We've had a great primary this year, but that doesn't mean anything if we don't show up in November. On top of the midtermcheatsheet.com, I have Sway. Okay. What is Sway? Then this is super important, guys, because honestly, like I was skeptical about this at first. I saw other people sharing it. I know that, like, you know, owners or Democrat donors, I don't care. They asked me to be on here, right? They wouldn't do that if they knew who I was. But this, I've been playing with this for a couple of weeks, almost a few weeks now. And the more I dig into it, and the more I learn it, the more I realize that this is probably the greatest tool that we have to win not only the midterms, but elections moving forward. All right. So basically, what you can do is you can put in your home address and you can have your own districts in here. Or you can build a group. I've built a group, right? And you can join my group. And essentially, the way it works is, I'll show you that in a second, but if you have a group of, let's say, 1,000 people, and you know that you have this many people in a district, and you can send out a message to those people and say, hey, your election is coming up this weekend. Are you voting? Are you working on your ground game? Are you calling people? Here, what do you need? Like, tell me what you need, right? Email me. Here's my email. Tell me what you need. If you can change one election like that, this election right here, Harris County District Clerk, the members who voted in the race, 946. The margin of victory is 365. This one app, this one group potentially changed that election. I've spoken, I did a long meeting with the people at Sway. I grilled them hard about people on our side are concerned with privacy, data stealing, etc. I've done all of the research into it. They're not going to steal your data. They built a safeguard into the actual programming where they can't. But here you go. So this is how it works. You start your group, etc., etc. We'll go over to mine. This is Midterm Misfits midterm cheat sheet. You can go to Sway. It's at the top here. Sway.co/ misfits. I just started telling people about this a few days ago. We already have 34 members. I would love it if you would join. You can go to the Beacons link in my bio. You can go to sway.co/misfits. Or you can look it up on, I don't know, some other way, but look here, look, out of these 34 people, here's my map. This is my group. This is my coalition. You can build your own. You can join mine. You can build your own. Doesn't matter, right? I'm going to try to build mine. You can either join mine, build your own, or join mine and build your own. I'll join yours, all right? But we're building a coalition. We're essentially creating a bunch of TPUSAs. We're creating a bunch of early vote actions, private, just independent, this is just me. And you can put all of your recommendations for elections that are coming up. But look here, we got Governor of Arizona, Andy Biggs, Trump endorsed. There are 2 people in my group that can vote in that election. I can message those 2 people. I can make sure that I can say, here's some things you can do in your district. Here's some resources for you. Are you posting? Are you acting? Are you motivating? Right? Are you calling? Are you texting? Guys, this is how you win. In short, the way you win is get off your ass. That's how you win. Right? Not literally. I mean, sure, I hope you do. I hope you're not sitting this whole time. But get off your ass. Do. Just do. Don't complain. I mean, feel free to complain as long as you're also doing. All right. So, you can see here on my dashboard, I can send a message to everyone in the group. I can go send a message to people in the group by state. I can send people in the message to the group by office. You get a welcome message, and there's the midterm cheat sheet that we're going to be using in conjunction with that, right? So this is where we're going to assemble. Okay, let's remind everybody. Assemble. That's where we're going to assemble. Okay, and like I guess you could put this under post. You can post You can post midterm cheat sheet. And you can go like, hey, these are all the races that we're targeting. And on the cheat sheet, on the website, this is just because it's midterms and I don't want to flood people and have people lose information and instead of retaining, we're really only going to be focusing on targeted races for this, right? So we're going to be focusing on maybe like 18, 25 races. We're going to be focusing on the swing districts, the toss-ups, the bellwethers, etc. The races that we need to win, that we think we can win. We're not going to waste time trying to flip a seat in California. All right? It wouldn't be useful. It would just be, you'd have too much. So I'm going to be putting all of those races on the Misfits on the midterm cheat sheet, and then in the Sway Misfits, I'm just going to be adding races that recommendations that I think are going to be good races to watch for. I'll add as many as I want. And then after the midterms, we'll change this to 2028, or you have local elections in here. You know, if you look at filter my ballot. So when you join here, you can click filter my ballot, and this will show up. This will pull up the races in your district. What's one of the things that we get a lot of criticism about, right? Like voters, especially on the right, right? We don't show up to special elections. We don't show up to midterm elections. We only show up every 4 years, right? You can go all the way down to district attorney, Bexar County, for where I live, Supreme Court Justice, James Sullivan. I mean, we got the railroad commissioner, Don Buckingham. I'm putting as many races on here as I can so that you can come on here and you can see my recommendation for what you should be voting for. Because maybe you don't want to do the work, right? Maybe you're busy. Maybe it's too much for you. Fine. I'll do it. You just have to go here and look at the cheat sheet. That's it. And speaking of, there's also this website here. I was just logged in. What in the hell? There's also this website called ActiVote, right? ActiVote, it's another useful tool. I've been talking about it for a while. This is a website where it also shows you the upcoming elections in your district. Okay. As you can see, I've gone and I've picked my, I've done the research and I've picked who I'm voting for in November. Right? I already have it picked. It's all right here on a sheet. You know what you can do with this? You can literally go email or print your ballot. You can print your ballot and you can bring it with you. Because I don't know about you, but a lot of people I think probably feel the same way I do, where they go into a voting booth and then they get to question 8 and you're like, I don't even remember who these people are. Like, I don't know who's this person, who's that person. Well, if you did the research 5 months ago and you already picked it out, you can go, oh yeah, that's right. You can bring a piece of paper in with you. You might be in a place where they don't allow you to have your phone out. You can print this. I'm giving you the tools to win. The only thing I need from you is to motivate, act, grind, and achieve. Post, assemble, call, knock. If you can't do all of this, do some of this. This is the most important. Act. Action wins elections. Grind wins elections. Ground game wins elections. So check out Sway for yourself. Go to the frequently asked questions. I know some people, I was in a group and I said, hey, join this. And they're like, I don't like giving my information. Okay, fine. You don't have to, right? If you don't give the information and if you just want to use it to see the races, you don't have to put in any of your information. If you want me to be able to see you on this map so I can use you and utilize you as a tool to win elections, you do have to put in your information. They have assured me that they do not store it. All right, let's get to some other things election related. We don't have voting booths here in Washington. We have drop boxes. That's crazy. I know. Washington's crazy. Many folks do that. Let's go to the chat because we got some good feedback in here. All right. Why? Get out of here. Get out of here, you. I love ActiVote. Good. I show up for all elections. Great. Zach, what's the website again? The website is midtermcheatsheet.com. It's at the top of the screen. The group is sway.co/misfits. And if you have any trouble with that, if you're following me on social media, you can also go to my page. You will see a beacons link right here. You can click that. And it'll say Misfits Midterm Cheat Sheet at Sway. I got to put them as, oh, I didn't realize I didn't have the midterm cheat sheet on here, but I'll I'll put that in as well. But right here. Also buy me a coffee. Why not? Give me money. I like money. I'm just kidding. You don't have to. All right. But yes, guys, this is very winnable. Very winnable. Right? The left has gone crazy. We're going to get to that. But it's not guaranteed. If you do not take it seriously, they will. They are organized. Assemble. They're organized. We need to be. All right. What else was there? I said, what's the website again? The link isn't working. What's the link? I don't know. Sway.co. Oh, the link in here in the chat. Yeah, I don't know if that is working, but sway.co/misfits. I don't know if you need the question mark at the end. Okay. All right. It won't let me create or log in. It's not friendly towards my phone. Somebody else in the chat yesterday said that it was not phone friendly and they did have to use their laptop. But I will reach out to the people over at Sway and tell them that, because I've heard that twice now. I just joined, but it's kind of confusing. It's confusing. You might have to play with it. It's going to be a new thing, right? So if you're looking at it on your phone, I'm not sure what it looks like. But if you go to the home screen here, okay. So you go to the home screen here, you'd probably click login, and you'd probably have to create an account. When you create the account, you may want to go, or actually, let's see here. How do I, explore. So there's an explore tab. Oh, sorry guys. I'm stupid. I thought I had that on the screen. So, no, stop it. All right, so at the bottom of the screen, which you can't see, it says explore, contacts, ballot, and groups, right? If you go to the explore, you'd probably just type in Misfits and see if that pops up. And it does. All right, I don't know who this person is, but Baddies K. Baddies for the revolution. All right, Misfits midterm cheat sheet. Then you go here, and there we go. And look, guys, I'm telling you, this is, if we grow this to thousands of people, we can, just us, just our group. If we grow my group to thousands of people, you make a group, you grow it to thousands of people, hopefully too. We can win every election. We just need to get organized. We just need to motivate, act, grind, and achieve, post, assemble, call, and knock. We just need to be a MAGA pack. Now, I will be the pack leader for this. Just this one. I'm the pack leader. You don't need to do much as far as research. You don't need to do a lot. You just need to join and wait for me to tell you what to do. If you want to get more involved, if you want to do that extra, make your own group. Make your own list. I'm going to recommend races here. You can recommend races there. I mean, as long as you're not recommending Democratic Socialists, right, or Democrats in general, I'm okay with that. This isn't like saying that you can't do this too. I'm saying I'm doing this. It's already done. It has been done. I'm a misfit now. Nice. Welcome to the Misfit Army, JJ Beach. Where is that comment? Where is your comment? There we go. There we go. I'm a misfit now. Perfect. All right. Moving on. We're not really moving on. We'll come back to that. We'll keep coming back to this. I will answer all your questions if I see them in the chat, so make sure to ask them. But the U.S. So the administration's taken this very seriously, but Donald Trump is only one man, and he can only do so much. But I think one of the things that they're trying to do is they're trying to deal with this mail-in ballot craziness, because even though the left does have better ground game, that's not even enough for them, because they really are not. They have to cheat. I am fully on board with saying elections are stolen. I need to fix the democracy. Okay, sure. No, they steal elections through mail-in ballots. They steal elections through ballot harvesting, and they steal elections by getting illegals, people that aren't registered, people that aren't citizens, to vote. They do it. It's a fact, and I don't need proof. I don't need proof. I watched The Thing. You remember when Joe Biden, quote, beat Donald Trump? You remember you saw the little chart, and I just watched it go whoop, and I watched The Thing. I know you did it. Just like the Spencer Pratt race the other day. I watched The Thing. You cheated. I watched the thing. Get the out of here with that if you think that there is, yeah. Okay. So, knowing that they cheat, this is a way to mitigate that, right? The Postmaster General has been blocked. So, they were trying to stop this, but the Postmaster General has now been blocked from withholding mail-in ballots from blue states who enable voter fraud and let illegal aliens vote. The postmaster planned to enforce Trump's executive order, but a leftist judge declared herself president and blocked it. These activist leftist judges, I cannot stress this enough. I don't know how you do it, but legally and constitutionally arrest them now. Figure it out. DOJ, as soon as you see one of these leftist judges go like that, I'd be like, oh, you think you're the president? Okay, I'm going to look into you. I'm not saying lawfare. I want to be very clear. I do not like what the left did to Trump. Show me the man, I'll find you the crime. I'm not saying that. However, what they are doing is trying to circumvent the process. So there has to be a way to figure this out. Let's listen to this clip, 45 seconds.
This fight over the Save America Act, the president wants to rein in mail-in voting. What's the latest on that?
Yeah, actually, a big decision came out today. In fact, Shannon, a few hours ago, a federal judge blocked the president's executive order on that, declaring it unconstitutional. Yesterday, we saw the U.S. Postmaster General told the Senate he planned to hold back those absentee ballots from states that refused to comply and provide voter rolls or folks that were eligible to receive those absentee ballots. The administration is arguing that this would have curbed voter fraud ahead of the midterms. Democrats said that it was totally unacceptable. We did try to get a response from a White House official today. Haven't heard anything on this just yet. Shannon?
All right, Aisha Hasni at the White House. Thank you.
Okay, so we'll see how that goes. Maybe they're going to be able to take that up to the Supreme Court, but the Democrats are working overtime and trying to undermine anything that Trump does to try to make elections free and fair. So we'll see what happens with that. Somebody in the chat said something that I wanted to address. What was it? Something about Sway. Is Sway a conservative platform? I'm assuming it is. It actually isn't. It's they say they're nonpartisan, right? So if you go actually on Sway, which we will pull back up, this is kind of interesting that they reached out to me and asked me if I wanted to be on. Because if you just go to Explore, right, you'll see the top groups. if you go to Explore on Sway, you'll see what their top groups are. Popular groups: Abolish ICE, Allies Against AIPAC, Black Girls Who Brunch, the Howdy Politics Voting Guide. Okay, now you got Elizabeth Barkahana. She's a great one. So you can also, I didn't even realize I didn't join this group. Yes, we will join her group. Perfect. Let's see now. Make your support public. Go public. Yes. All right, this is good because this is what you guys will be doing if you join my group, right? So, set your goal for how many others you'll inspire to vote with this group. I'm going to do 3 of you. 3 people in this chat. You join Elizabeth's group. Okay. Set goal and share. Okay. Your goal, 3 voters. There's the link. sway.co/g/Elizabeth Barkahana. All right. Good. Copy link. All right. Good. Now, how do I get out of here? Oh, continue to your group. There we go. So, now I just joined her group. Let's see what happens. Okay, so this is pretty much a California group, I think. Looks like it's mostly California. Joined from LA County. California general election. So you see, and she's got a bunch of races that she's. So I think that hers is pretty much a California one, and we're gonna go national. But this is something, you know what? This is actually a really good way for you to create a group in your community too. So wherever you are in your district, we do the Misfits midterm cheat sheet for the whole national, and then you can make your own group, and you can literally text your friends and be like, hey, join this group. Here's your cheat sheet. This is what I'm saying. Just do it. Right? So somebody in the chat right here. I want to join, what does it say here? I want to join a North Carolina group. Create one. Or if they have one, find it. But the platform itself is not leftist. But here's the thing. The left is dominating on it. And we need to stop thinking that just be like, oh, that page is leftist, so I'm not going to do it. Like, dude, utilize beat your enemy at their own game. Are you so proud that you can't, like, you know, do it because they're doing it? No. Beat your enemy at their own game. And just ground game. Okay? One person already signed up since I've been talking. Whoever you are, thank you. One person just signed up. So we're at 40. I want to be at thousands. I want to be at 50,000, 100,000, 200. I want to be at 1 million. Probably not going to happen, right? But what's Abolish ICE at? 6,000? We can beat them. Let's get that Misfit midterm cheat sheet to the top of this motherfucking page. And let's knock these ones down. Let's fill Sway's popular groups with conservative groups and push them out. Ground game. Strategy. Motivate. P, you're out. It was me? Good. Thank you, P, you're out. Allies against AIPAC. 2,400? Get out of here. Thomas Massie. Release the Epstein files. 620 voters. Gay. We can at least beat Thomas Massie. We already did beat Thomas Massie. We'll get to him in a minute. It's going to be fun. You guys understand what we're doing, though? What we're doing here? This is act. It's action. That's it. Sitting at home, complaining, and just waiting. And maybe in November you're gonna go, okay, I'll go on my lunch break. It's not gonna win this. Right? You need to act, motivate, grind. If you can do this part, if you can actually get involved, if you can post, if you can share, if you can join the group, if you can call people, call your friends, call constituents. I don't care if you just use my, I don't care if you use my group also, but, you can go to Early Vote Action, Scott Pressler. We'll get to him too. Look, you can join Scott Pressler's group. You join all of them. TPUSA, Early Vote Action, Misfits, doesn't matter. Just do. Act. We can win this. All right. Next up, speaking of Scott Pressler, let's pause this. South Dakota GOP. So the Save America Act is actually probably the biggest thing. But again, you can't wait for John Thune to grow a spine. All right? If you wait for John Thune to grow a spine and pass the Save America Act, you might be waiting a while. Okay? You probably won't be, you'll probably develop scoliosis before you actually, before he develops a spine. I hope he does. I hope that Scott Presler has enough political clout to move the needle. I'm not super optimistic about Save America Act being passed, but I really hope it does. I bet $1,000 that it would pass. I'm trying to will it into existence. Right? I went on Kalshi and I go, I'm gonna this because I just want it so bad. So don't think I don't want it. It's just I don't think Thune's gonna do it. I think he's a coward, and this story kind of proves it. The South Dakota GOP just trespassed Scott Presler from its own convention, paid ticket and all, because he criticized John Thune on Facebook. Matt Bruner kicked Scott out because of his criticisms of Thune's failure to pass the Save America Act. Here's the video.
Hey guys, this is Scott Presler. I'm here at the South Dakota State Convention. I have a ticket, and they are saying that I can't come in. So we're going to find out very shortly why I am not being allowed as one of the biggest supporters of President Donald J. Trump.
I'm big on Facebook too, and I'm the asshole saying you can't come in because guess what? You're posting this little piss and moan session on Facebook. So you just get the hell out of here. Thank you.
Okay.
You see how the grassroots are welcomed in Senate Majority Leader Thune's territory. Interesting, my friends. I don't think this is a good reflection of the South Dakota GOP.
No, it isn't.
But I thank him for his honesty. Though, what's your Matthew Bruner, Sergeant at Arms?
Okay.
Hey guys, this is Scott Presler.
That was a mistake. Scott Presler has probably done more for the GOP and get out the vote than anybody in this party. All right. I don't care that he's gay, and I don't care that he's a little weird and he takes weird photos with them. I don't care. And he can live his life however he wants. He has put one thing above everything. Act. He is doing. He is grinding. He is achieving. He is motivating. He is MAGA. Point blank, period, full stop, end of story. And this guy, oh, not him. Nope, not him. Hold on, we got it. I got a lot on this. There we go. This guy, who is like, get the hell out of here, all right? He was fired. Good. Yeah. He was fired for denying Scott Presler entry. The party chairman issues a public apology. I want to personally apologize for how things were handled tonight at the South Dakota GOP convention. Matt Bruner has been relieved of his duties as one of our sergeant at arms. Peaceful FAFO strikes again. From Gunther Eagleman, Scott Presler is out there doing the hard work of turning red states redder. The GOP better get the message. No more gatekeeping, real conservatives and grassroots warriors. Time for unity and winning, not stupid power plays. Respect to Scott Presler for staying on mission. The base is watching. Ground game. Scott has mastered it. Now, before you guys say that it was that, but now they're trying to make that guy the patsy. Before anybody says, oh, it was just that guy. All right? Here. Got something else for you.
Presler not attend this event? Yes. Okay.
This is Jim Eschenbaum admitting that John Thune, said not to let Scott Presler in. Right? We also saw the table with Scott's picture printed out so people would recognize him. What they didn't count on was that drunk loser making a scene. Okay, so here's Jim Eschenbaum.
Did John Thune specifically ask that Scott Presler not attend this event? Yes. Okay, is John Thune a member of the convention committee? No. So how does he have the authority to remove people from events?
He has a nice thing.
He has a...
Look at, that's the guy. He goes, he asked nicely. Look at, that's this guy. He just said, he asked nicely. All right. Enjoy sitting on the sidelines, bro.
Let Scott Presler in? Yes, a lot of security in there, and
Is Mr. Pressler considered a security threat?
not to me, but I'm not going to go in there and argue with the Secret Service. Thank you, James.
You say
There you go. I mean, look, honestly, this guy Jim seems like he doesn't want to do this, right? So, I mean, I'm not going after Jim Eschenbaum. He's like, I'm not going to go in there and argue with him. This guy, however, what a piece of shit. Here's the photo of Scott that has
on the first table
Here.
to identify. So this is James Bialotta with Dead On, where it looks like there's a memorandum with Scott Pressler's picture on the first table to identify him at the door to prevent him from entering. This is the doors at the Rushmore Hall, where Scott Pressler was denied access to a ticketed event because John Thune said so.
Somebody in the chat just goes like they needed a photo. Scott Pressler is like 6'5", and he has like hair down to his like lower back. Yeah, it's like they needed a photo. Dude walks in, he's wearing big ass cowboy boots. But no, you know what? This seriously though. I mean, look, this is the. Apparently, John Thune is really focused on, like, you know, actually doing something when that thing is to stop people from making him do something. He works for us. Like, he works for us. People like Scott Pressler should be and are pressuring John Thune. It's an 80-20 issue. It's a 90-10 issue in the GOP, a 95-5 issue in the GOP. The Save America Act, voter ID, essentially, is a 80-20 overall issue. It's like both sides, bipartisan. So the fact that John Thune and what's that other dork's name? Can't remember his name. They say like, oh, we can't get the votes. Dude, you're the leader. We're the majority. This is from Scott. Since our movement is trending right now, let me introduce myself. In case you didn't know, this is who Scott is. Scott. Scott Pressler. I'm an Eagle Scout. Shut up, Scott. I'm gonna text him and be like, really, bro? I'm an Eagle Scout and son of a retired Navy captain. I moved to Pennsylvania in 2024 and launched an organization for the sole purpose of helping re-elect President Trump. Scott Pressler single-handedly flipped Pennsylvania. I'm not being hyperbolic. I'm not exaggerating. Scott Pressler flipped Pennsylvania for the 2024 election. You owe him that. Like, he did that. Nobody else. He spent the last decade of his life registering tens of thousands of voters, electing Republicans to all levels of office, and helping to build up Republican structures from the country and state levels. I've traveled to over 40 states to grow the Republican Party. For the past 6 months, I've met with members of Congress to pass the Save America Act, which would require voter ID and proof of citizenship to vote. What I'm advocating for has overwhelming support from the American people. Yet, I was not allowed entry to a dinner last night in Rapid City, South Dakota, because Senate Majority Leader Thune was present. When they go after me, they're really coming for you. I will not be bullied, pressured, intimidated, and I won't stop pushing for the country-saving Save America Act. This guy gets it, right? This is what he does. From Sean. Sean was just up on Ungoverned before us. The midterms are winnable. This is about rejecting communism. Make this election cycle about that. And we can do something very special this November. So this is Harriet breaking down the stunning rise of socialism in the Democratic Party. Capitalism has absolutely fallen through the floor. Look at this. It's now just 42% of Democrats who have a favorable view of capitalism. Pause here. Let's go full screen. Look, guys. Capitalism has built every single prosperous society to ever exist. Period. Right? So, when a party, right, a group of people, a voting bloc, says they don't have a favorable view of the system that makes the entire country prosperous, what they are saying is they want this country to fail. They hate this country. There's a poll that was recently taken out, like a third, like 33% of Democrats have a favorable view or are patriotic or something like that. That's insane, right? They hate this country, the Democrats, the left, right? And yes, I am broad brushing them, right? I'm not saying some, I'm saying all of them, right? Because that's how you have to message. The Democrats, the Democratic Party as a whole, hates this country. They don't want it to be prosperous. They want it to fail. They hate it. They don't like it. So, how are you voting for them? Now, I do not believe that every Democrat voter hates this country. I don't. The party does. The people who are in the Democrat Party, who call themselves Democrats, who vote, who act. Not the people who really, like apolitical people who vote blue because they just don't know a lot or whatever. But that party, they hate America. So when you go and you vote blue, that is what you are saying. When you punch your ballot, you're saying, I hate this country. Right? When you punch your ballot, see, I want this country to fail. Every time. The Republican Party, the GOP, is not perfect. It's not perfect at all, right? We have a lot of work to do. The Founding Fathers knew that, right? That's why they put the system that we have in place where every 2 to 4 years you can pick new leaders, because they said they were probably like, you're probably going to be disappointed in some of them. So, while the Republican Party is not perfect, one thing I can say with full confidence, they love this country. The Republican Party loves this country. Period. They do. Right? People in Congress, they probably care about themselves more. There's a lot of corruption, et cetera, et cetera. I'm not talking about individuals. I'm talking about the party. They love this country. So when you vote Republican, that's what you're saying. I love this country. I love capitalism. I want this country to succeed. I want a better country for the future of my children and my children's children. That's what you're saying when you vote Republican. You don't have to like every policy. You don't have to like every candidate. You don't have to. That's not what I'm saying. You don't have to vote for somebody that you can't vote for, even if they're Republican. You can't, like, if somebody, Thomas Massie, right? If he was the only person on the ballot, if he was running uncontested and I was a constituent in his district, I wouldn't vote at all. I would be like, I'm not voting for you. I think you hate this country. I think you're a rhino. I think that you hate America, right? I'm not going to vote for you just because I'm on the right. So I'm not saying that you have to vote for every single Republican candidate. I am saying if you vote for a Democrat, you hate this country. You want this country to fail. Because that's what the Democrat Party has become. It has become a party that hates this country. I have proof. It's coming up. Receipts incoming, by the way. Trust me, I'm not just saying this. I'm going to prove it. Let's play this.
Don't we talk about Democratic socialists, how are they viewed inside the Democratic Party?
Yeah, you mentioned New York, you mentioned Vermont. Obviously, there's the D.C. mayor. We've seen it in Pennsylvania as well. The Democratic socialists seem to be doing considerably better than they used to be, and they have the chance to knock off, in fact, Democratic incumbents.
Pause. Rude, Funmon. Rude. I miss Jeremy. That is so, like, I'm sitting here filling in for Jeremy, and you're saying you miss Jeremy. That just makes me feel like a big piece of garbage. Big piece of garbage. Thanks, Funmon, for ruining my day. I miss Jeremy too, but I would never say that to somebody who was covering for Jeremy while they're covering for Jeremy. Just saying. You hurt my feelings. Okay, back to it. I'm just kidding. I'm just messing with you.
In Congress, and part of the reason for that, why we're seeing these Democratic socialists having such good chances or outright winning nominations, is take a look here. Net favorability among Dems. Democratic Socialists of America, look at that. A plus 17-point net favorability rating among Democrats. That is actually better. That is better than how congressional Democrats are viewed by Democrats at just plus 4 points. So no wonder that Democratic Socialists have such a good chance, because simply put, they are a better brand at this point than Democrats in Congress.
Among Democrats, it's interesting to see who they like more. All right, and you've used this number before. I always find this fascinating. When you compare socialism to capitalism, how are they doing right now?
Yeah, how are they doing right now among Democrats? You see this Democratic Socialists of America more positive than congressional Democrats. And I'll tell you, take a look at the trend line, that favorable rating among Democrats on socialism and look at this. In 2010, they were about equal. 50% had a favorable view of socialism. 51% said the same about capitalism.
Pause. That's still crazy. And this is what people aren't realizing, okay? If you want to go back to the Obama era of Democrats, right? You still hate this country, right? Just not as many of you. You got to go all the way back to Bill Clinton, maybe, if you want to go back to the old Democratic Party. The Democrat Party has been dead for decades. The old Democrat Party, the JFK Democrat, right? RFK Jr. said it best. He goes, I didn't leave the Democrat Party. The Democrat Party left me. He's right. And they left him a long time ago. Do not get it twisted when they try to tell you, oh, that's not our party. It is. It's been that way for decades. 50% of that party favored socialism in 2010. That was 15 years ago. So, just because now it's 66% and now it's 2/3, right? It's like, it's irrelevant. It was still 50. The Democrat Party has always, since its founding, right? It has always been responsible for horrible ideas, right? For horrible policy, because democracy is just another word for power, right? When you're speaking of government, they want a majority rule, like a true democracy. Right, a true democracy fails every time. The last true democracy was 4th century Greece. Right, in a democracy, 51% of the country can tell 49% of the country what to do. Right, if 51% of the country say you can have abortion on demand, right, then the other 49% of the country has to have abortion on demand. Do you understand? Right? Like, so we have a democratic process in America. We have a democratic election system. We do not have a democracy. We are not a democracy. We are a constitutional republic. Anytime anybody says democracy, they either don't know what the word means or they really hate this country, because it'll, like, if you have 51% of the country telling 49% of the country what to do, you have 49% of the country pissed off, Okay. Now, conversely, in a constitutional republic, 99% of the country can't tell 1% of the country what to do, right? That's why we have the Electoral College. That's why we have the system that we have in place, right? We have representative government. If you don't like how your policies are, you have options. You can move. You can move to a state that more aligns with your values. You can elect new representatives. You can primary. There's so many options, right? A democracy does not work that way. So the Democrat Party, they've always tried to push for, unless it's politically advantageous, they always try to push for abolishing the Electoral College, not packing the Supreme Court, abolish the Electoral College, popular vote, ruling by popular vote. Look at how they do it in California, right? They just try to consolidate votes. They don't care about the actual policy. They don't have a policy. Their policy right now is orange man bad, and pretty soon it's going to be Jews bad. It already is, right? Zionists. Because Donald Trump's not going to be here in a few years. They're going to need something else to hate. Looks like they're picking Jews. But they have all, that's why they opened the border. They don't care about the country. They don't care. They want votes. They want majority. They want power. That's democracy to them. Democracy to them is, how can I get the majority of people to buy into my bullshit? That's how they have done this for a long time. Democrats were the party of slavery. They wanted to keep their slaves. The Republican Party was created to end slavery by Lincoln. You think Lincoln was a Democrat? KKK, founded by Democrats. Not the Democrat Party. I know people are like, no, it wasn't. No. It was founded by Democrats. Not the Democratic Party. It was founded by Democrats. Jim Crow. Democrats. It's always Democrats. They've always been the party of racism, using social programs and free stuff to trick stupid people into voting for them because the only thing they care about is power. It's what it always has been, always will be. And now, it's dead. It's not the Democrat Party anymore. Now, it's the Democratic Socialist Party. And this is the proof.
But capitalism has absolutely fallen through the floor. Look at this. It's now just 42% of Democrats who have a favorable view of capitalism. Socialism, on the other hand, up like a rocket. Look at this. 2 in 3 Democrats have a favorable view of socialism.
That is the majority of their party. That's not just the majority, by the way. That's a super majority. 2/3 equals super majority. That's your party now.
Socialism is on the rise among Democrats. Capitalism is on the decline among Democrats. And again, this is part of the longer-term trend in which we are seeing Democratic socialists doing considerably better among Democrats, electing a mayor right here in New York City, for example.
And as we said, there are primaries next week with Democratic socialists, self-proclaimed, on the ballot. What are the prediction markets saying about how they may do?
Yeah, this to me is one of the more stunning trends, right, that I have seen in covering politics over the last 15, 16 years. And if you believe the prediction markets, it's not going to just stop suddenly. It may extend into next week, because just take a look at the chance that Democratic Socialists win in Dem primaries, House primaries here in New York. You go to New York 7th District, right? You got a Brooklyn Borough president who at this point looks like an underdog compared to a Democratic Socialist. And then you may get a Democratic incumbent in Northern Manhattan get knocked off. That's closer to a 50-50 race. But the bottom line is this. Next week in New York may be a very good one for Democratic Socialists. Mayor Mamdani endorsing them. His political star is rising, and he may bring a few Democratic Socialists along with him and put them in a Congress.
That's exactly what happened. They won. They swept 3 for 3. So, if you think that the Democratic Party can be saved, can't. We are not fighting Democrats anymore. We're fighting socialists. And socialism is just communism without the bloody revolution. Right? And it always happens. So, when you're fighting socialists, it's just a precursor to communism. Oh, do we have a fan? Did a fan show up? I'm not even listening. I have it paused. Yeah, sure. Sure you are. I bet you he's listening. Guaranteed he's listening. Watch, he's going to make a comment. If he's not listening, he wouldn't be able to hear me calling him a retard. But he's going to comment because he's listening. I own you. I own your life, dude. Every single one of you. You come here to this show and you watch it, right? I win. You lose. You think because if you pause the video, you're not boosting my engagement? Thank you for your attention to this matter. And thank you for your cooperation. All right? Stick around, bro. You can stay. Love it. Love it. You keep looking at my pretty face and spurging out. Try to convince people they shouldn't listen to me by coming in here and listening to me. What an idiot. Oh, you're so dumb. All right. Anyway, back to what I was saying. Little troll break. Oh, look, he did. He was listening. Oh, guess what? You're a liar. You are a liar. Right there. Mate got you riled up, huh? You're not even American. Get out of here. I told you were listening. You just got caught, bro. You just got caught. You were listening the whole time. You didn't have that paused. You liar. Liar. All right. All right. As I was saying, 13 moderate Democrats, that's an oxymoron. 13 moderate Democrats have signed a Promise to America pledge vowing to fight against democratic socialists. Oh, 13? 13? Let's look this up, because I honestly, what did that say? Promise to America. Let's just look up Promise to America Democrats. Let's see. 13 whole Democrats, huh? Okay. Moderate Democrats launch Promise to America pledge backing capitalism, strong borders, and patriotism. You want to know? You want to know? You want to know how you can actually fulfill this promise? Become Republicans. That's how you become that. Moderate Democrats is an oxymoron. There's no such thing. You don't have that anymore. If you are backing capitalism, strong borders, and patriotism, congratulations, you're a Republican. Just switch parties, bro. It's easy. 13 moderate Democrats are banding together to counter the influence of democratic socialists in their party. Rep. Tom Suozzi leading the effort. I can't believe you got 13 whole Democrats to join you, bro. How many Democrats are there? Hundreds? 13. You're doing fantastic. Bro, look. Amputate the arm before it kills the host. Okay? You had that opportunity. You failed. We, on the right, have a little bit of a problem right now, right? We have a woke right problem. We have the people like Nick Fuentes, the Groypers, right? We have the Thomas Masseys, right? The the right has racists. They have Jew haters, right? The left is racist. The left is Jew haters, right? That's the difference between the parties. We cut off the arm before it got too bad. You didn't. Your host is gone. You don't know it yet, but it's terminal. And look, I get it. Maybe you're like, I can't be a Republican because I believe in the gay marriage and whatever. Okay, fine. Right? Scott Pressler's gay. Okay? I believe in abortion. There are people on the right who are pro-choice. All right? I'm not asking you to change your views. I'm asking you to change your vote. You cannot be a Democrat and love this country. So you can't vote for the Democrat Party who hates this country while identifying as a Democrat. And saying you love this country. You just can't do it. Right? You can write in, you can vote third party. I'm just saying, you don't have to vote for Republicans that you don't agree with. You just can't vote for Democrats. That's how it works now. Unless you want to be a liar or a hypocrite. But let's see here. The pledge declares support for core moderate principles. As we say in our pledge, we're for capitalism, not socialism. We're for safety, not lawlessness. We're for proud of America, not ashamed of America. And we need to be promoting those things too. You know what? Listen, man, I do like what you're saying. It's just too little, too late. This was required 2 decades ago. This was required when Obama showed up. You didn't do that. We don't even have to go back that far. This was required when the Squad showed up. This was required when AOC showed up, when Ilhan Omar showed up, when BLM showed up. You watched as they burnt down cities, created $2 billion in damage, killed dozens of people, and you did nothing. You didn't say, we're for America. No. It's not until all of a sudden now you realize that it's really serious that you're going, I might have made a mistake. Bro, sorry. We don't care. Actually, we do. They don't. They don't. The people taking over your party do not care. They aren't for America. They are ashamed of America. They aren't for capitalism. They are for socialism. They aren't for safety. They are for lawlessness. You can't fix that. That needs to die. You can rebuild from the ashes. You can create a new party, call it the Democrat Party, after this one's gone. But this is going to play out. The far left and the far right. No. Knock that shit off. Sorry. My bad. I have something for this.
I don't know why you got to do it in front of the kid with the effing. All you got to do is say earmuffs to him. Earmuffs.
My bad. Look, I understand that we have the groypers, that we have, the woke right, right? But it's real small, and they're not in power. That's the difference, right? We have a couple of podcasters, and we have some racist morons that claim to be like America first. We have some stupid people online. We don't have them in Congress. They're not leaders. They're not representatives. They don't represent us. We didn't elect them. Look at James Fishback in Florida right now trying to beat Byron Donalds by saying Byron Donalds is a black guy. He ain't winning. If he was a Democrat, if we were on the right, if we did what you did, he would. Do not try to conflate a couple of morons screeching online about white power or something like that with the people your party elected. That's the difference, bro. The far left and the far right. And? Really? They're all very well organized. But those of us that don't support the far left or far right principles need to do a better job organizing and getting our message out. We needed this, like I said, we needed this 2 decades ago, bro. You're too late. I'm doing it now. I'm doing it right after I saw it pop up. 2-3 years ago, I saw groypers and I saw all the morons, and I go, no, we're not doing that. I was one of the first people to start doing this. and they hate me. They do. They hate me more than they hated you. Now they love you, and they still hate me, which means I won. You're far left and far right. They aligned. They're like, oh, misfit. So, look, at least you tried, is all I can say. At least you tried. This is your Democrat Party now. This is what you are. This is how you are defined. I don't make the rules. Quote, we are Westerners fighting for the total eradication of Western civilization. That's the message posted by Columbia University Apartheid Divest, the group Democratic congressional nominee, Avilia Chevalier, says she helped found while attending Columbia. The woman who just won an election. Your party voted for her, bro. You did this. Knock off this far right and far left bullshit. We didn't do this. Don't lump us together. If we saw somebody like Graham Plattner running on our side, you elected him too, by the way. Nice job. If we saw a Nazi tattoo, jerk off in a porta potty, if we saw that, we wouldn't have elected him. That's the difference. We don't elect these people. We have these people. We don't elect these people. You do. Chevalier also returned to Columbia during the 2024 anti-Israel encampments, where she was seen advocating alongside the group wearing CUAD apparel. They are Westerners fighting for the total eradication of Western civilization. Chevalier, also, I'm not saying her name. I don't respect her enough to try to pronounce it. Expressed anti-white women and anti-American sentiments in a deleted social media post one time, calling her home country a effing disgrace. She also, I think this is the woman who also said she ran out of napkins, so she wiped her hands on the American flag. They hate this country. Your party elected her, bro. Don't give me this far right crap. Who knows what Western civilization is? Pop quiz. Does anybody know what the definition of Western civilization is? It is a civilization founded on the principles of Greco-Roman antiquity and Judeo-Christian ethics. That's the definition. Okay? What does that mean? Greco-Roman antiquity, it pretty much just means, the early Greek democratic process, right, based on the democracies that failed, mixed with the Greco-Roman, the Roman Republic, the rule of law. It corrected a bad system and made it a better system, right? So, free and fair elections. All men, and then when you get into the Judeo-Christian ethics, yes, Judeo-Christian's a thing. It doesn't mean Jews. It means Old Testament and New, inspiring your civilization and your traditional values, right? So, Judeo-Christian, all men are created equal, right? Like in the Bible, right? All men are created equal, right? Free will, freedom. That's Western civilization, okay? We have the best one. We have the constitutional republic that the founders framed based on Greco-Roman antiquity and Judeo-Christian ethics. That's Western civilization. The Democrat Party hates that.
I don't know why you got to do it in front of the kid.
I didn't swear. I switched scenes and I forgot to turn that off. So, if there are people that are trying to fight for the total eradication of Western civilization. They are fighting for the eradication of Judeo-Christian ethics, right? That is the belief system that all men are created equal and that we have freedom. They are fighting for the total eradication of the Greco-Roman antiquity of free and fair elections and due process. They literally are fighting for Sharia law, Islam, totalitarianism, authoritarianism, Marxism, communism, pretty much every bad idea ever, right? If they're fighting against Western civilization, they're fighting for all of the other ones. The places where you don't have freedom. Communist China, right? They're fighting Iraq, Iran, and pick a Middle Eastern country. So, if you are in the Democratic Party and you think that your voters voted for this to represent them and you can save that party, you can't. It's done. Acknowledge it. The faith was never used. The phrase Judeo-Christian was never used by the founders. It only became popular in the 1940s. Who cares? Who cares? The word. When did we start using the word based? When did we start? A lot of words weren't used before they were used. It's the dumbest argument ever. It wasn't used before. It means the same thing. Judeo-Christian means Old Testament and New Testament. It doesn't. Who cares? Why do people keep making this argument? It wasn't used before. Okay. Do you know that literally used to mean literally? Now it means figuratively? Words change. Shut up. You guys get so... The reason why Judeo-Christian triggers people is because you think it means Jews. Stupid people. Shut up. In case you didn't know who the Democratic Socialists of America were before this week because of the rise in democratic socialism on the left, let me remind you, they're not just trying to take over the Democrat Party. They tried to take over ours. Strange bedfellows meet the pack working to re-elect Thomas Massie and partnering with the Democratic Socialists of America to fight ICE. You think that when I was calling out Thomas Massie and everybody was like, he's the most conservative member of Congress, I was wrong? You think I was wrong? You still going with that? No. Thomas Massie was a useful idiot for the far left, and he was trying to undermine MAGA and Trump. He's trying to destroy this party from within, and thank God people like me called it out enough where he just lost his primary, and he's not done. He's going to try to run again. He's going to try to run for president. He's going to keep coming because he is an agent for them. Not trying to say that in the conspiratorial way. You know what I mean? I'm just being, but you understand what I'm saying, right? This Thomas Massie, look in the background. Free Gaza, free Palestine. Big smiles. Big smiles. Big smiles. Free Palestine. Go Hamas. Yeah. Sure, yeah, I know it's cool to have collective hate of Jews, if common enemy type of thing, It's like, oh, there's a lot of Christians out there. And I saw somebody in the chat ask me if I was a Christian. Yes, I am. I'm one of the many Christians who is also a Zionist, who supports the Jews' right to exist in peace in their ancestral homeland, because my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, just so happened to be a Jew. Christianity didn't come around until 300 years after. Christ. Right there. Am I a Christian? Yes. If you get triggered by hearing the word Judeo-Christian, I think you might have a problem. Right? Because it's from Judea. Read your Bible. There's nothing wrong with saying Judeo-Christian. We don't have a monopoly over faith. Okay? We don't have to be exclusionary. We don't have to agree. We think, yes, Jews, they think something different than we do. Read the Bible, they'll come around. Massey was potentially going to create a lot of problems for us. IPAC is the PAC that they're referring to in this article. He talks about billionaire Zionists that are buying our elections. His top donor is Jeff Yass, a Jewish billionaire Zionist. Because just like the left, just like the Democrats, if the woke right didn't have double standards, they'd have no standards. You can look that up. Jeff Yass, that's one of his top donors. Billionaire, far right, Zionist. And he's taking money from IPAC, who partners with the DS, the Democratic Socialists of America. Are you seeing the op yet? Wake up, guys. I'll hold your hand. You can open your beaks, baby birds, and I will feed you. Just don't spit it out. In case you needed more confirmation. Oh, thank you very much. Look at that in the chat. The producers are going to love this one. Let's see here. $300 from Clee Sully. Thank you, Zach, for filling in and keeping the lights on at LFA. You are pretty entertaining. Thank you. All right, now, in case you needed further confirmation, here is Thomas Massey insinuating there is no election fraud, and the Save America Act is a distraction because we won the elections. We had to make them too big to rig to win them. Imagine if there wasn't election fraud, what the real numbers would be. But no. Massey, he's just got the Democrat talking points queued up. Here we go.
I'll vote for the SAVE Act, but I think it's a distraction from our real problems. I think it's ironic that we control the House.
An 80-20 issue, he thinks, is a distraction from the real problems. Like what? Jews? I'm sorry, your top donor's a Jew. I meant Zionists. You're right. There's a total difference between 80% and 95% of Jews are Zionists. And Zionist is the belief that Jews have a right to their homeland. But no, sure, it's not about Jews. Oh, okay, Tom. Start this over.
I'll vote for the SAVE Act, but I think it's a distraction from our real problems. I think it's ironic that we control the House, the Senate, the Supreme Court, and the White House, and we're yelling election fraud. I mean, we won all the damn elections.
Hold on. Didn't this guy just say that his election was stolen because of Israel? He thinks that his election was stolen, but ours are good because apparently if you win, it couldn't be stolen. Okay, well, in that case, Ed Galrain won. So I'm assuming you're going to concede that Ed Galrain won fair and square. There was no influence, no nothing. Thanks, Tom. Thanks for refuting your own argument. Okay. Damn, look at that. It's 11:26, and I just wrapped up all those little tabs. Almost timed that perfectly, because we're going to be ending this at 11:30. Well, I'm in Central Time, so I don't know, 10:30 or 12:30, wherever the hell you are. But here, let's recap for the next 4 minutes, all right? Motivate, act, grind, achieve. post, assemble, call, knock. That is the MAGA PAC ground game strategy for winning elections. More specifically, for winning the midterms. It is very important that we do this. Now, like I said earlier, here's how we do it. There he is. Look at that. Look at that nerd. Freaking nerd. I'm so happy that guy's gone. That guy's gone in January. So good. Oh, wait, hold on. What is this? 43? Did we add 4 more people? We added 4 more misfits to the misfit army. Just in the past hour or so that we've been talking. So, this is in case you didn't see this earlier in the show, this is how we win elections, okay? I have assemble right here. Assemble. How do we assemble? Well, we have this app called Sway. You can join Sway and make your own group, or you can join my group, or you can do both, right? Now, here's how it works. You go to sway.co/The Misfit Patriot, or use my Beacons link for the link in my profile, and you can join my group, and it'll show me where you are in the country. And where I see you, we're going to be focusing on targeted races. We're going to be using midtermcheatsheet.com, which is a website I created, so that we can list the most important races, the ones that we absolutely have to win. Your essential guide to the midterms, et cetera, et cetera. I'm going to be updating this soon over the next week or two. And then I go to Sway and I look at that and I go, okay, let's see. We need to win blah, blah, this one right here. Okay, who's here? Okay, let's go. We're going to go there. All right. Poop. Patricia, year out. Perfect. You see? See how it works? Then I can message Patricia and I can say, Patricia, I noticed that you're here. Can you do some door knocking? Can you post on your local Facebook group? Can you get out the vote in any way you can? Because crazy, right? It's almost like I'm creating my own little network with you as my army. And you can do it too. If you don't want to, join mine. Let's build this army. Let's win some elections. It's 11:29. I don't know who's coming up next, but whoever it is, enjoy that show. I have to now go to work, which sucks because I would love to just sit around. But I gotta finish a shower. So I'm off to do that. Let's do some quick shout outs for the next 30 seconds. Fins Up, 12GG, Nola, Kit Kat Mar, Hollywood, Log, LFA Producer. Sorry I'm late, everyone. Been wearing a lot of hats this week. Oh, speaking of hats, the Heartbeat brand is also a affiliate of this show, and you can see their website up there, heartbeatbrand.com. Use code MISFIT25 for 25% off. Okay, that's all the time I got left, ladies and gentlemen. I'm off to work. Enjoy whoever's coming up next, and I will see you tomorrow for the Daily Breakdown, 9 a.m. on LFA TV. See you later. Bye-bye.